Hi, good morning. I'm Tim, and this is Selfless Awakening, where I talk about all the spiritual stuff, grounded, self-help stuff, metaphysical stuff. I like to just bring it down to earth, talk about it, make sense of it, talk about how we can use these tools to be, of service to others and help ourselves. And right now what I'm doing is I'm doing an live Instagram story, and I'm also recording it on a camera that I'm going to upload to the YouTube account of the same name, Selfless Awakening. And this is day 14 of my 30-day series of 30 Days of Awakening, where I wake up every morning and I do my meditation and I ask intuitive guidance. What could I talk about that might be of service to others today, or maybe of service to me to talk about? Hello, Leslie. Welcome. What might be of service to, it helps me when I talk about things that feel like clear intuition type stuff. So, I know that it's good for me to pass it through. And also I'm so thankful to those of you that have reached out that these videos have been of service to. That really warms my heart to hear that. So I really appreciate that. Okay, so here we go. Today, I have a kind of clickbaity title for this one, even though really it's not about the clickbaity title that I'm going to tell you exactly. That's a little, it doesn't exactly represent things, but here it is. It's 10 spiritual hacks to grow your business. Okay, that's the idea. But the truth of it is it's actually 16 metaphysical concepts that have come to me over the course of having this business be birthed through me. And I want to talk about that because it became clear that today spiritual entrepreneurship was the big topic to come to mind, because this month we've had a huge month with the studio, and the amount of new clients we've had come into the business, and notice I'm not going to say my business as much as possible. I'm going to say the business that I am the steward of, or, I like the idea of taking away ownership of the business, because I don't believe the more that you live as a spiritual entrepreneur, the more you realize this isn't something you can own. This isn't something you can possess. At best, you are a conduit for the business to come through. And I can say that for sure. That's been a huge aspect. That's been a big thing that I've noticed that's been responsible for the growth of this business. Is the more I surrender it to give it back to the universe, intuitive guidance, the more it grows. The more I get Tim out of the way and remove blocks, the more the business grows. And we are hitting an exponential growth curve right now. And I just feel compelled to talk about what the practices are that I feel, the top practices that I'm following that are responsible for this exponential expansion in the business that I get to tend to, okay? So here we go. I'm going to talk through these, all right? And in the style of, I'm going to be as mindful as possible to keep it moving forward. And also, I'm going to take time and talk them out a little bit as we go. So feel free to comment along the way. In the style of true podcasting, I'm going to talk as long as it feels right to talk. So here we go, okay? Which is great. Like, we now have in this world of media where we can do long form live discussions or long videos and upload them. It's amazing. Like, you can just talk like a normal person about things, It's so cool. So here we go. And last thing I'll say, it's 10, this is about 10 spiritual hacks to grow your business. It's really 16. And I'm not going to list them out on this video on YouTube each time they come up, even though that may be the fancier thing to do. But I will post all 16 of them down in the description if you want to check them out, okay? And what these are, again, these are just, I woke up this morning and I had this idea of talk about spiritual entrepreneurship. And then as I was meditating, I felt clear and I started having these ideas of things to say. And so the 16 points came out is really what happened. But it's more flashy and clickbaity to say 10 spiritual hacks to grow your business. So, and the truth, I don't care about whatever gets people to Try these things. And last thing I'll say about this, my encouragement with this list. These are things that I've experienced, and you know, we're all on a different journey. We're all on different paths. So feel free. What I would encourage you to do is try these out. See if they work for you. Do the scientific experiment of these principles and see if they help you with your business, or you know, even if you're just starting off and thinking about, maybe I do want to start a business of my own, or maybe I have a hobby that I think is kind of ready to go toward a business, then these concepts should work for you as well. And a lot of these will bleed over into if you are in a job and you want to level up in your job, that kind of thing as well. But most of these are really designed for those of you who are out there looking to start a business. You know, you're starting a business and you want to know how to do it from a spiritual standpoint, from a, you know, that, like, how do you do that? And let me just tell you, I'll start right off. Here we go. So 10 spiritual hacks to grow your business. Number 1, align with the desires of your employees first and the client second. So if you're at a stage where you have a business already, and you have employees, it's very important to be really clear on what their interest is in the business you have. You know, what aspects of the business do they want to do, and then really get into that and allow them to shine. When you really support and honor your employees, it's like you're aligning your business energy with their energy, and it just times tens. It just magnifies all of the progress. And it's super important. Sometimes it comes down to a decision. I know in the business that I work with, we're scheduling voice lessons for the employees, for the instructors. And I know that if I were to put the client over the employee, like let's say a client flakes on a lesson and they're like, sorry, I can't make it, then the employee is unhappy. And it's if you're to hierarchy the priority, I found that the employees are most important, the client is second. That's kind of been that's been a big part of why the business that I have has been growing so much. And we've grown 20% each year the last two years in a row. And we're even growing faster now than we were then. So the growth curve is exponential, and it's really these principles that I'm applying, okay? So the first one I'll talk about, and these are in no particular order, by the way. They popped in my head. I wrote them down when I was meditating this morning, and I'm just sharing them, okay? So number 1, align with the desires of your employees. Figure out what they want first, and then the clients are second to that, okay? So number 2, learn the law of reversed effort. The law of reversed effort basically is this, or backwards effort. The idea is sometimes it's all about going for it and trying and doing things and being active and working and putting it out there. And other times it's about backing away. It's about stepping away, stop trying so hard, step back, energetically speaking. That is an incredible thing to learn in business. It's not all drive, push, get up, splash water on your face, push. That's not it at all. You have to know when to go, know when to put your foot on the gas pedal, and know when to pull back, okay? All right, cheers. Thanks for stopping in, Zach. Okay, so you got to know when to put your foot on the gas pedal, know when to pull back, okay? That's a big key to it, to this dance of energy of growing a business, okay? Number 3, just do the next right thing, okay? That's the third idea to spiritual entrepreneurship. Is sometimes it's overwhelming when you think about all of the things that you could do for your business, you know? It's like, oh my God, I feel like I could do this, I could do that. Who do I do? Should I call this person first? I only have 3 hours to do this work. Oh my God, and then I'm like, it's so easy to get caught up in the monkey mind, fear, sort of frenetic energy of overwhelm when you have a huge to-do list, right? And to simplify it for yourself, this is what I do is when I feel that list is there, that big list, what I do is I get quiet, I get present, and I ask the universe, what's the next right thing I can do here? What's the next most important thing to do? And out of the list of 30 or 40 things, something will surface and be, oh, call that person. Do that today. And then I just start there, and I just allow the most important next thing to do to surface. And you have to accept that there's only so much you can get done in a day and not try to cram in. It's about staying calm energetically. This is a marathon. It's not a short race, okay? It's growing a business. That's been my experience with it. Number 4 for spiritual entrepreneurship. Here we go. Getting it done beats getting it perfect, okay? Like this video, for instance. I was thinking, man, it would be nice to put all of these little points up here. And I could do it. I could take the time and do the editing for it. And also there's lots of things that I want to get through today. And I'm more interested in keeping the momentum of doing a video every day as part of this 30 Days of Awakening than I am about doing the most high, fancy edited video that I possibly could. So sometimes it's about just knowing when to not make it perfect and knowing when to make it perfect, because there are some times where it's super important to do the absolute best on a particular part of a project for your business. But there are lots of times where it's just get it out. It's more about getting it out. And so my encouragement is get it done. Getting it done is a higher priority than getting it perfect, at least most of the time. Sometimes it's about getting it perfect, okay? So that's number 4 for spiritual entrepreneurship. Number 5, follow the intuition. Follow your intuition on where the growth is. That's super important. It's so easy when we have our own business going, when we've started our business and maybe we're getting a little momentum and something has worked in the past, that you just hold on to that for dear life, even past the point where it's working for you anymore. And it's super important to know when to let go of something that may not be serving you anymore, or something maybe it still is kind of serving you, but there's something better out there that's going to do an even better job of what you're already doing. So it takes a constant willingness to reevaluate what's working and what's not working and be able to put the growth first. Like where's the growth coming from, okay? I have a little comment here. I don't know how, but every time you get live, the universe sends me here. That's amazing. Well, you're meant to, that's cool. We're connected. I love that cosmic connection. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Have a wonderful day yourself. You are loved and appreciated too. So much love. Good vibrations. Great. So welcome to the talk. If you're just coming in now, we're talking about, I'm talking about, and I want you to join in and feel free to leave comments, but talking about how to run your business, or even to a certain level, you have a career and use these spiritual principles. And I've written out a list of spiritual concepts or metaphysical concepts or laws of the universe, if you don't like the word spiritual, that okay, we'll do. I'll reply to the DM later. Cheers. So I put this list together of things to consider that have come up to me as principles that I've been following with the business that I have, which has been growing exponentially, and I'm just sharing these things that I do in hopes that they might be of service to you guys. Okay, so that's what this video is about if you're just chiming in. And I'm on number 5, where I just was talking about follow the intuition to where the growth is. Okay, growth is you can feel it. It's an intuitive thing. It's like you can feel, oh, it's bubbling up here. It's not bubbling up there. Follow that. Okay, honor that. The growth is here. And you have to just get a sense of that. And then keep experimenting and playing with areas where maybe it's not growing, but you know where your growth is. Know where when you're watering the garden's booming, okay? And honor that and respect that, okay? For instance, like we get a lot of our business from Google searches. And so that's where, there's a lot of business there. And so I'm going to honor Google search as a big part of our business, and we're going to, we're watering, that's a good marketing place for us, Okay, number 6. Law of attraction. This is important for spiritual entrepreneurship in visualizing and doing gratitude work for already what you have manifested with your business, and also what you see coming down the road, the things that you'd like to attract to yourself. It's very important that this is a regular part of your job as the business owner when you're working and using these laws of the universe to help you grow your business, is every day visualizing. I'm saying gratitude for, I'm so thankful to have so many new clients. I'm so thankful that the employees are so happy. I'm so thankful that we have such a good energy in the business. I'm so thankful that the numbers keep going up and up. I'm so thankful to feel so much gratitude from the people enjoying the services you provide or the products you provide. You know, it's like doing that work and then saying, I can't believe, how could it get any better than this? That's a question I ask myself all the time. How could it get any better than this? Because that's a very powerful question. How could it get any better than this is like, there's gratitude for what already is, and there's also excitement for what's coming, right? It's a very powerful thing to say. So when I do my gratitude rampages, I also mix in, I'll mix in little, sometimes very specific real world things I'm grateful for that maybe haven't actually fully manifested yet, but I speak of gratitude for them as if they have. For instance, we are expanding in areas in Manhattan and also in Queens, and so I say things like, I'm so thankful that we have such I'm so thankful that all of the studios are full with clients in Jersey City. It feels so good to have such an abundance of clients in Astoria. It feels so good to have an abundance of clients in Manhattan. I'm excited to think about a new space in Manhattan. It's so much fun to have a brick and mortar in Manhattan and New Jersey. It's like you say these, you say gratitude for things that haven't quite fully manifested yet, but you speak with gratitude as if they have. And that does some magical thing where it doubles or triples the power of attraction to the things that you're looking, the growth points. But it only works in my experience if there's genuine gratitude for where you are now. If you feel a sense of lack in where you are now, then you'll have a kind of restless urgency to your growth. And that doesn't work. The universe doesn't work like that. The universe will manifest more of that lack gross feeling the more that you stay in that lack gross feeling. You have to get to a place of, I love where I'm at, I'm excited about where I'm going. And that's the secret energetic ingredient to get you to really move forward. Okay, next thing. So visualizing. Study up on law of attraction principles in general and just experiment. Again, just do the experiment. Next thing. Don't take it too seriously, ever. And this is a big one. And I can say it from me for sure. The more the business feels to grow, there's a part of me that feels like it's a bigger deal. You know, it's like the more clients, the more students, the more serious I have to take it. And to some degree, on one level, that is kind of true, and that there's more responsibility when you've got a ton of people a part of things. My hair is all crazy right now. It's so humid down here. Who cares? All right. So don't take it too seriously. Don't take your hair too seriously either. And it's because there has to be a lightness to this. Like, zoomed out, we're here for a minute. Business manifesting. It's just a creation in the universe. Like, this is just it's the way the universe creates. It's something came in through you and you're allowing it to grow. There shouldn't be any, I gotta do, like, if there's urgency behind anything you're doing, or it's hard to step back and relax and look back, then you're too identified with it. You need to do some reminding of who you really are, which is the constant non-physical awareness behind and around all things that are happening. And everything that manifests comes through that aspect of you. And it's so easy once things get rolling to get attached to the things. But remember, there needs to be a constant reminder to sit back in the awareness of yourself as awareness and allow the business to come through. And be playful with it. I know that when I get urgent, or I feel like, oh no, I got to get back right away, or oh no, I need to respond here, or when I get in that energy, I'm getting better and better at, nope, Tim, I don't work from there. I don't work from that energy at all, you know. Number 8, focus on growth while seeing the things that need to be improved. That's important. Sometimes, like, there's a book I read that one of the points in it I absolutely am not in alignment with is, it was a book by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Interesting read for sure. Definitely some strong points in that. But one thing he talked about was being happy is about having the right problems to focus on. And that whole statement right there, if you read that book, my encouragement is delete that statement from your mind and put this one in there instead. Focus on your growth and look at the problems, deal with them. Don't focus on them, fix them, but focus on what's working. Focus on what's working and naturally honor the things that need to be shifted to stretch out to stretch the workingness out. It's like, let me give you an example. In a song, as a vocal instructor, if I'm working with someone on their singing, there are 2 ways I can go about helping them get better at the song. One way is I could, after I play the song and they sing for me, my mind goes through 20 different things that I could work on with them. It's like, oh, they were flat there. Oh, we got to make sure they're scooping there. Oh, they pushed too much on that note. They sound timid there. Oh, that was a shallow breath. Like, I have a list in my mind going off when I hear someone sing. And I can, once they're done singing, just start laundry listing down all of the things that were wrong. And I've tried that before. And let me tell you, it doesn't work. People don't grow as quickly when you do that. The secret is, what you do is you focus on what they're doing well. You talk about what's working here. What's working here? You look at the spot. This part was working. This part was working. We had some problems here. This part was working. This part was amazing here. This part we have to dial in some work there. It's like, by focusing on all of the parts in someone's singing where they're kicking ass, it makes it much easier to iron out that little crease in the middle of the song where they need to, like, dial it in. That's just kind of how it works, is like, you grow faster when you focus on your growth and then expand the growth. So I tell people all the time, I'll say, we just have to get the rest of the song to sound as awesome as this part and this part and this part. You see, that's growth focus as opposed to problem focus. There's still an awareness of the problem. You're still dealing with the problem, but you're dealing with it more like a crease in a shirt that's a great shirt, as opposed to a completely wrinkled shirt. You know what I mean? So growth focus causes more growth. And that's how the universe works. You get more of what you focus on. If you want to grow, focus on how much you're growing right now. And that, it just be very clear, though, that doesn't mean that you ignore the things that need to be dealt with that come up. They're going to come up anyway. When you focus on growth, you'll see the growth and you'll see where it's not growing automatically. But you're not exclusively only looking for the moments that are not growing. You're looking at the whole picture, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of growth. Got to work here, got to work here, but wow, look at that growth. You know what I mean? It's about focus. Okay, next. Number 9. Give your whole business back to the universe. Give the whole thing back to the universe, which takes your ego out of it, okay? And here's what I mean by that. I don't believe, and I did this video a few days back, how to get genius ideas. If you want to check that out, it was like day 10 or 11. In that video, I spoke about how you are not responsible for your genius ideas. You, your personality, me, Tim, the guy who runs this business in the real world, the world of form, Tim didn't come up with any of these ideas that I'm telling you now, or that have been working to grow the business. They came into, the truth is, who I really am is, and I've said this in that video, and this is kind of the big awakening thing, I am the awareness right now, looking at the camera, aware of the empty, non-physical space that's constantly there. Words are coming into my mind, coming into the mind, coming into the stillness, really, and I'm reporting them to you. Like, that is the truth of what's actually happening here. And when an idea comes in my mind, like I had a great idea to encourage our clients to write a review for us online, on some of our online web review thing. Just had a genius idea pop in my head, and I knew it wasn't there. and I was feeling really great, and then it appeared. And so that's such a beautiful reminder of the selflessness um, of this whole process of doing anything, of having ideas in general. Is you can't take ownership of it. And that goes for your business too. You can't take ownership of your business. It's not yours. It came into the field of awareness that you are, and then was birthed through that field of awareness into the world of form through your thoughts, through your bodies, your actions, your interactions with people. But you didn't do it other than allow it to come through, allow it to be born through the field of awareness that you truly are. So it's really important as things get rolling, as your business gets rolling. Like right now, the business that I am the steward of, the business that's coming through me, is bigger than I could have imagined right now. And it's amazing. Like and the thing is, there's a part of Tim's ego that's like, holy shit, look, you're really doing it. There's a part of me that wants to take credit for the growth. There's a part of the ego that wants to be like, fuck yeah, you did it, Tim. You did it. But this is where remembering this principle of give your whole business back to the universe, it helps you stay humble. It helps you stay purposeful, that it's not about how big it gets, how being able to tell people how big your business is. It's not about that at all. It's not about how much money you can get. Once you get to a place where you have enough money to get the shit you want, you realize, wait, okay, now what do I do? Oh, back to I need a purpose again, right? It's like, I wish everyone, I think Jim Carrey said this, he wished, I saw it in a post somewhere, he wishes everyone could have exactly what they want, what they think they want, so they can realize that that's not what makes them happy. And that's so true. I mean, once you get to a place where you have all of your physical needs met and then some, then it gets back to, okay, now what am I doing with my time? How am I helping others? What creative projects am I involved in? Am I stimulated by the things I'm doing and the people I'm with? That's what it always comes back to. So it's super important to just remember that any success that comes to you, give it back. Give it back to say, universe, I'm so thankful that you feel so much abundance, I'm so thankful that you trust me so much to be such a steward of your abundance, such a steward of such a big business, such a growing creation. Thank you. I surrender it to you. Any decision that I make, I give it to you to ask for intuitive guidance. Even if you don't believe in God at all, even if you don't believe that there is some higher power, some spiritual energy or some universal energy that is looking to manifest beauty through you, even if you don't believe that, do this experiment anyway of surrendering it. Take your business and say, I love you, thank you for coming to me. And also, this is a good one too. Don't just do that for your success. Do it for the things that come up that are that feel like disturbances, like like a client cancels or something happens, or there's an issue with something that gives you a feeling of, oh fuck, did I mess up? Like, even when that happens, you say, universe, I'm open to guidance on what the best thing is to do in this situation. What would love have me do? I ask myself that all the time. And so you give it all back. You give the good and the bad to the universe, because it's not yours, okay? And that really takes the pressure off of it for me. When I get serious, when it feels like it's getting serious, I just give it back, okay? Next thing. Love every single client and employee. That's super important. And love them, and I don't mean romantic love. Like, that's probably a bad idea, actually. I mean, feel a sense of deep compassion and care, and care more about them than about getting their money. Care more about how you can help them. Always, if it ever comes down to money or caring about a client, care about the client more than the money. Err on that side of things constantly, because that's where your fulfillment is. And that's where when people are a part of a business or come on and really do work with a business that you can tell genuinely cares about people, there's a whole different level of abundance, like a whole different level of love and comfort you feel for that business. It's like they really care, And that's something that's very important for me in what we're doing, is I really care about the employees and I really care about the clients. Like, It's way past money at this point, although I'm thankful for the abundance of money. But the thing is, though, is the primary focus is the love for the client. And in doing that, one of the ways you do it is in every turn, you see the absolute best in your clients and your staff. You see the absolute best in them all the time. That's super important. See their highest version of themselves. That's what's important. And you hold them to that. It's like, I hear the singer at the highest level of their ability level before they start singing. And I imagine them just stepping into that, the best version of their voice. And I just kind of guide them that way. That's how I do it with clients. So hold them at their best. Number 11, have a beautiful mission and fill a need. That's super important. With our business right now, we fill the need of providing lessons for people who, a lot of times it's people who loved singing when they were younger, and now they went on and had a life and had a family and had a career, and then they realized, wait, I don't have joy in my life right now. I want to do something I love to do. It's like, what am I doing with my life? And then they remember, oh wow, I remember I loved singing. So then they come back to voice lessons. We're filling a need right there for people who are returning to a joy, returning to the realization that you need to still have joyful activities in your life, even if you're not trying to do anything with them for your career, And so we hit that need. We also hit need for kids who are trying to get into colleges for singing. We hit a need for youths who are musical theater singers. There are certain needs. You fill a need, find a need, and have the most beautiful ideals and principles and missions for your business. Like one of our missions that we hold to is that great singing is a selfless act. It's about you getting yourself out of the way and becoming a conduit of expression for the song. And the better your vocal technique is, the better you are at getting out of the way for the channeling of expression through you in song. And that's our primary mission, is to teach people how to do that. So that's one of our unifying concepts. And you're going to have maybe several unifying concepts in your business, but have the most beautiful concepts to unify around, and not just making money. That can of course be a part of it, but if money is exclusively the primary focus, then it doesn't have that humanness, that love feeling that really is what's important to holding and starting a business, So next, number 12, learn to delegate. That's been one of the most incredible things for me as this has grown. I started off just as a voice teacher, teaching voice lessons. I had a wait list for several years, and I was just never did anything with it. And then I started to train other singers on how to teach voice in the method that I've created over the years, and then they started taking on clients, and then I trained more instructors and more instructors and more instructors, and now we have a scheduling assistant, we have someone who does event management, we have a new social media person, we have 2 new social media people coming on, we have a video editor, we have lots is happening with the business now, and it sometimes is hard as you're going to let go of things that you're used to doing. Like maybe you've always been doing the social media posting, but now you're finding that your role in the business might be to do this. It's super important to think about what's the thing that only you can do in the business, and do that, and make sure that you're at least doing that. And then looking at the other things that you can hire people to do. Super important, learning how to delegate. Also, next thing, number 13, look at what you're afraid of. You have to be up on what you're afraid of, okay? You have to keep an eye on it because it's there. Especially if you're growing, fear is going to be kicking up in your mind. That's just the nature of it. You have to do inventory work. What am I afraid of? Looking at it, honoring it, listening to the voice of it, asking yourself if it's true. You can do Byron Katie's work on it to release it. Super powerful. Number 14, when you're hiring people, the vibe of the employee is, I believe, is the first thing you got to look at. The second is their skill level. You want to have people with skill, of course, but you want people that are high vibrating, that are positive, that have a good ability. They're easy to be around. They're sort of infectious to be around. They have an emotional awareness, and they have a self-awareness. So they have a good emotional understanding of themselves. Like that's a really important part I put that top priority when I work with people. Secondarily, then it's skill level, okay? But I prefer them to be a powerhouse in both. But it's super important, the vibe of your employees, okay? Number 15, there's 2 more quick ones here. We're already at 35 minutes on this video. Ha! Number 15, get in the receptive mode for genius ideas. Now, this was a video also I did a few days ago, how to receive or how to get genius ideas. And that just basically means you have to get feeling good, get feeling high vibrating, do your cardio, eat well, do your meditating in the morning, do your gratitude work so you get to a place where you feel good, because when you feel good and you're high vibrating, that's when genius ideas come in. That's when you receive genius ideas. So you as the business owner need to be the one receiving the genius ideas, right? So you have to get yourself in receptive mode for the genius ideas, okay? And last thing I'll say, number 16, this is the final of the list of 16. It's really 10 spiritual hacks to grow your business with 6 bonus hacks. The last one is this one. Allow your role to shift to serve the growth of the business. That's been a big one for me. You know, as a voice teacher, I'd been teaching for 10, 12 years, 6 days a week. And now I'm seeing clients 4 days a week, and our business is bigger than it's ever been. So my role is shifting more into the now I talk to clients when they call. I have lots of meetings now, social media meetings with people, a lot of meetings now. It seems like that's part of my role to play. And I have had to just allow, okay, what's my shift here? And now maybe it's not time to do the social media post for the business in this way. It's time for me to call here. It's like you have to constantly allow yourself to shift into different roles. So there you go. That's 16 ideas, 16 insights or hacks or things that came to my mind when I woke up this morning to talk about with spiritual entrepreneurship and running your business not from your ego, from a place of greed, from a place of trying to get as much as you can, but running your business from a place of where's the most joy in it for me? Where's the most fun in this human experience? Where's the, if I were, at my deathbed, when I look back on my life, what could I have done more to find more joy in the path of the growth of this business? And it's like, what were those things? And this list feels like those are the insights that have come to me that have both caused the growth of the business and also given me the most joy in it, So much of the thing that I've really done to grow the business has been my spiritual practice. That's the truth. That's the real truth of it. So, my encouragement for you guys, if any of this resonates, try some of them. Try any of them. Try them for a while. See how they work for you. And as far as the list goes, I'm going to post this list in the description on the YouTube video of the 16 points that I spoke out. So if you just want to peruse them and see what I said, you can see them in the description, okay? And all right, so thanks for stopping by, everybody. This is day 14 of my 30 Days of Awakening series, where I just riff on a topic that comes to me in the morning. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 15. Cheers.